beautiful. All right, my man. Hey, been looking forward to this, actually. He just came off stage, did a killer set, as usual. This is like the third time you've been here at the Moondog since I've been doing it. So, Felix Cavaliere, am I saying this right? Is it Cavaliere or Cavalier?
Just say Cavalier with an E, Cavaliere.
Okay, Cavaliere.
So I feel right at home here.
Right, well, you know, maybe this is not the time to feel right at home the way the Cavs are playing these days.
That's right. Hey, listen, we all have our... Can't have all hit records, you know what I mean?
Right.
You can't do it all.
That's a good way to look at it.
Can't do it.
I'm going to save this video and maybe have them playing on the big screen when the team's losing.
But, you know, hey, man, just get in the game. That's it.
I heard you tell the morning show, heard you tell Lanigan and Malone that you think, when you think of Cleveland, you think of music, rock and roll, and you think of sports.
Sports, absolutely.
So you go all the way back with the Browns, you love the Browns?
Well, you know, first of all, I went to Syracuse, and Syracuse University in the old days, had a big tie with the Browns.
Right.
You know, I don't know if you remember the people that were there. But the youngest one was Ernie Davis, who passed.
Yep.
And then, of course, James Brown.
Jim Brown get down?
Yeah, so, you know, like, there's always been a link, so that's why I know this town. And I used to come here and play, and you know, like you saw this evening.
Sure.
People love music.
They love music. Absolutely. So, and the cool thing I noticed, this time I knew it, whenever, and I mentioned it to the crowd too, when we used to see you on like Ed Sullivan Show and all those shows back in the day, you used to always be a fixture behind a keyboard. Never saw you come out behind a keyboard. And now, when you're out there, it's just you in the middle, and you come out and it's like you're running for office, you know. You really do love this, don't you?
Well, you have to. Otherwise, you know, they're going to put you away, you know, because this is a crazy way to make a living. But I think you'll find that most of the people from the older days love it.
Sure.
I'm serious. I mean, like Eric, and, you know, we did a tour with the Zombies. You know, they're like kids when they go up there, you know.
Right.
It's just the getting there that's the problem.
Sure, it's
you know
hard.
What I mean, but once you're there, it's just the same as it always was when you were,
Now, was it that kind of feeling? I know you and the original Rascals got back together and did a benefit not too long ago, right?
Yes.
And that was a big thing. It's actually online. You can kind of.
Well, we did that for a very, very good cause. It was for a cancer cause.
Yeah.
And
it was little Stephen from
and it's affected all of our families.
Yeah.
In many ways. So it was a very, very important thing for me to do. And you know, I just was so happy that we did it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Was it like, did it pick up right where you guys left off years ago?
Oh, no.
Did it take a little while to get back again?
Well, because, you know, like, that water goes under that bridge, keeps going, you know what I'm saying? Just keeps, it took a while. Yeah. Besides that, you know, like, you know, as you say, I mean, I used to sit in the back of the band, you know, and I don't do that anymore, so everything is kind of, I used to also play the bass with my left hand, I don't do that anymore. And my foot, so... You know, things change, you know.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, everybody was talking about possible reunion and making. Is that something that might happen?
It's something that everybody talks about.
Right.
Whether it's actually going to happen or not. You know, we're in a pretty difficult economic time right now. So, you know, it's like this friend of mine wrote the song. It's called "It's Not the Money, It's the Money."
Okay, so you got to keep doing what you're doing.
Well,
you know.
The bottom line is there's the money that's out there doesn't cover the whole band. You know?
I got you. Okay.
Like the people, they don't want to spend big bucks. You know what I mean? So you can't do it now. Right now is not the time. You know, you got to go with the times.
Sure,
cut back a little bit. So. There's only one rascal rather than four.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, listen, given the response of the crowd, one rascal is really all you need, and you're the one that sang most of the big hits, and everybody kind of loves it. And you know what? I always want to ask you this, and I always want to ask you, Righteous Brothers, this, and how did you ever feel about the term blue-eyed soul? People always use that to describe you. I know, because it's a white guy doing soul music. I mean, did that ever... You know, it's kind of puts you in a box. Or does that ever bother you?
It's a box that I'm proud to be in. Good. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I appreciate where it's coming from. But as you notice, there ain't no blue in them.
Oh, well, that's true.
But I understand where they're coming from. But, you know, see, just real quickly, that's so silly. Right. Because, you know, if you listen, because I grew up classical music.
Right.
Now, there ain't no drums in classical music.
Right.
Unless you're marching.
Or maybe a timpani every once in a while, and that's it.
If you're marching, or you're getting ready to throw a spear or something, like, you know, you're going to kill somebody, then boom, boom. But when you start bringing in the R and the B, you got drums. So there's no rock and roll without R and B. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're going to bring drums in, comes from the motherland.
That's right.
What are you going to do?
Well, you know.
So it's silly to talk about all that stuff, you know, but cool. I understand what they're saying. And, you know, being on Atlantic, I was so proud to be on Atlantic.
Boy, I'm telling you something. R&B capital of the world back in the day.
I'm talking to spinners and, like getting that respect. I mean, what could you ask for?
You had people like Ray Charles and Aretha Franklin.
Oh, man,
Did you, when you being on Atlantic in the '60s, did you hang out with all those guys?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Atlantic was a real family.
Yeah.
Whereas, unfortunately, the next step, all of the labels were really like corporate structures.
Sure.
This is the Paul Simon Corporation. This is the Bob Dylan. But these guys used to freaking cook chicken in the back room. Oh man, it was like home. And you come up like that, and you feel like this camaraderie of people that everybody's doing the same thing. Nobody's better than anybody. Everybody's and that was really cool. I was very blessed to be part of that.
Because part of what we do in radio, some of us DJs, we like to dig up little trivias and things like that, and you always find that somebody from this band played on somebody else's record, and comes out later. It seems like that's the kind of thing like you just did it,
I told a story many times. I'll tell you one more time. Otis Redding.
Yeah.
They put these signs up in the studio recording. Otis Redding comes in. And we didn't know him yet.
Uh-huh.
My God, they are white.
Wow, I'm not sure you got a million stories like that.
See, but they were real people,
Yeah.
Most people come and say, "That rascal's in the studio again. Man, I never get in there anymore. These guys are there all the time."
Wow. See, that's the cool stuff. That's the reason why we like to talk to people like you.
You know what I'm saying? And then when we were at Columbia after it wasn't night there.
No. Well, you're still making music.
Thank God, yes.
You're making music. As a matter, you mentioned the old R&B days, Atlantic, Stax. Well, now you worked with Steve Crawford, who was with Booker T and the MGs and all that.
We just did a second album for Stax. We have a ball, man.
Sure.
See, I live in Nashville,
huh?
and really the reason I'm in Nashville, and probably the only reason I'm in Nashville, is because of those people, the music people that live there.
Sure.
It's a tremendous place for music. And you really feel like, instead of being like, kind of like different, you're just amongst everybody that does what you do, whether they're songwriters or producers or singers, they're all there.
Cool.
So he lives there as well, so.
Well, we would love to have you back again for another movie.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll tell you, seriously, these people are great out here. And we really feel that love all the time when we come out here. So.
Well, it's testament. This is the biggest crowd we have ever had for Moondog ever. I mean, we were past ticket sales from last year, 3 weeks before the show.
Well, I'll tell you, good lineup.
Yeah, and so that's
good lineup. See, that's the thing, when you mix and mingle.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where it's at.
Absolutely. So,
that's where it's at.
And that includes my man Felix from the Rascals. Keep on doing it. We'll have you back. Okay.
That's the secret.
Felix Cavallari from the Rascals here at the Moondog.
Good luck.